Yo, what up? It's Compton Rick Rock with Compton Rick Rock TV. But before we get into this, let's jump into this.
You're now watching Compton Rick Rock TV.
What up, man? It's Compton Rick Rock with Compton Rick Rock TV. NYPD takes down targets some of the worst Bronx gang drill rappers. Exclusive video. This is a video that I seen right here on the Fox News channel. Yeah, I like how I said that, news. I did a comedy skit a couple of days ago where I said it just like that. But let's take it to a most serious note. These guys, they referring to, as well as young ladies, as trigger pullers. The Slattery gang in New York. My reason for bringing up this video, I keep making this aware to the public, aware to the people in the community. These cameras are you guys take down. You guys want to be like the older guys that got away with most of these crimes back in their days. The only way that people got caught for crimes back in the days as if somebody told on them. Well, you don't have to do that no more. A snitch today is not even needed anymore. Sometimes it do helps in court. In the court of law, that do seals the deal for the case. But this right here seems to be even more than word of mouth. Let's get to this video. Check it out.
Only right here on Fox 5.
We were there, and the only TV crew along for what police call the takedown of some of the most violent gang members they've ever seen.
All right, Lisa Evers joins us now with her exclusive look with the NYPD. Lisa.
Well, Steve and Natasha, we had that firsthand look at how the NYPD is bringing alleged gang members who terrorize their own community to justice. And now the Bronx DA says they've been charged in a 176-count felony indictment.
Nay Benz, police say you're a trigger puller. Police say you're a trigger puller. Is that true? What? Police say you're a trigger puller. Is that
We're here.
Do y'all see the excitement from the young dude? The dude act like he didn't made it in some type of like this is a parade or something, like he didn't made it in the NBA championship, NFL championship, the way that he's screaming at the people. I love you. This is wild, man. Trigger pullers. That's what they calling you guys nowadays. They adding on to the gang. The gang stuff was cool, but they want to make the public even more scared of you guys by calling you guys trigger pullers. Let's continue with the content.
Here at a secret undercover location in the Bronx where NYPD detectives are getting ready to launch a manhunt for nearly 24 gang members wanted for serious felonies, including murder. It's a Lisa Evers exclusive. It's before dawn on Wednesday, but NYPD detectives from the Gun Violence Suppression Division, called GVSD for short, are joined by detectives from Bronx precincts and warrant squads for this important mission. Their mission? Stopping the reign of terror caused by teens, young men, and a few women who engage in running gun battles with their opposition.
There you go. That's the camera I was telling you guys about. Look how it catch you. It got the back of him, but I'm pretty sure as he turned around and run, just like the rest of them, it's another camera facing towards him. You guys see this? These them cameras I was telling you about. You don't need nobody to go to court and say it was you no more. They didn't already figure this part of the game out.
Or ops at all hours of the day and night, no matter who's in the way, right in their own community.
These cases are the single most impactful reason that shootings trend downwards.
The targets are 20 members of the Slattery gang based out of Slattery Playground in the Fordham section of the Bronx.
If you come around from 2 on, that's when it fills up with all the gangs.
Investigators say they're responsible for more than a dozen shootings and attempted murders.
It's almost like they were competing with each other to see who could shoot more times.
The Slattery crew, also known by other names like Slattery and S.
Take a good look here, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, take a good look. What do you notice? What do you notice about this picture right here, this lineup? What do you guys notice? I don't have to say nothing. You guys see clearly who's the target and who's causing the havoc in the community. Let's get back to it.
block allegedly took aim at their main opponents or ops, other young people, for no good reason. Investigators say the hatred is fueled by inflammatory disses about murdered ops and drill raps posted on social media. That's aspiring drill rapper Nay Benz, who police say is one of the gang leaders. The average age of the case subjects is 20. Teen girls are trigger pullers too, like the shooter in this video, says Deputy Inspector Craig Edelman.
They're shooting at each other with a yellow school bus filled with kids in between them.
Making the community safe again is their passion and purpose. For takedown leader, Detective Brandon Ravello, it's personal. This is where he grew up.
A lot of the subjects are wanted for being active trigger pullers, so they're asking us to put on these bulletproof vests before we go out to the locations once the manhunt gets underway. We're on the highway now as part of the caravan going to the first destination. These detectives know exactly who they are looking for because all of the subjects in this case have been pre-indicted by a Bronx grand jury.
Officers go into the building, every detail and movement planned in advance.
Right now the detectives are inside the building going into the apartment where they have a search warrant to apprehend the suspect.
Sergeant Christopher Neal is in constant communication with team members, making sure everyone gets in and out safely.
In recent history, we've seen that impact takedowns or takedowns of this magnitude have a profound impact on the community.
What's going on here?
I love you, babe.
A female.
She pregnant. She's pregnant with all the chaos. Now look at this, man. What is a pregnant woman 8 months doing in any activity, any crime? Who baby mama is this?
A suspect who's 8 months pregnant is brought out in handcuffs from an apartment.
What's going on? Why did they pick you up?
We are here executing a search warrant on Tebow Avenue in the Bronx in regards to a drive-by shooting that happened in a public school playground.
Bronx District Attorney Darcel Clark announced a 176-count conspiracy indictment against the alleged gang members for everything from attempted murder to robbery and weapons possession. More than a dozen guns were recovered, including some from the takedown.
We're going to stay at this no matter what, no matter how long it takes. We are laser focused on making sure that we keep the public safe.
They are absolutely firing bullets without remorse or regret and without regard of anybody that's around.
This is one of the most violent crews that I've seen. You made our streets, our communities into a battlefield, and there's no excuse for that.
The team members believe their efforts are a step forward in making people feel safe again.
Today, I think, is a victory for the community. Anytime you have a gang that claims a territory inside of a park where children play, it has all the potential for tragedy.
So you're not a trigger puller? No, I don't pull no triggers.
Now, as bad as it looks, all the defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Keep in mind that everyone accused in this case is under the age of 25. Many of them are just 20 years old or less. And the defendants are found guilty of these crimes. If that happens, they could spend more than a decade, sometimes 2 decades, behind bars. That's the latest. Back to you guys.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. We ain't got to do too much talking. The Slattery gang, they are going down. Look at the guy in the background. His mouth is wide open. He might be one of the ones that do a whole lot of telling. Whatever the camera didn't pick up, he's definitely going to tell it because he's opened his mouth up right now. He wants to be heard, and it seems like whatever he done, he did it for the clout. The one in the front with the red shirt on is looking like you got the wrong person, and like the lady said, everybody is innocent to proving guilty. Now, what happened to the big homies? Where the big homies at? Where the fathers at? Where the grandfathers at? Where the uncles at? They missing. You know why? Because if you look online, majority of the people that you see that's older, they are caught up in just as more madness than these youngsters. They spread more negativity than the youngsters, and they picking it up from the older people. You know what I'm saying? These was kids. These kids ain't nothing in their 20s. So the people that's 40 and older, or, you know, mid 30, they seen you guys doing this. They getting it from you guys. They trying to imitate what they seen from the older people. Now, I'm not going to say all the older people are not doing their job, because there's a whole lot of people that is out there. When I go take my son to go play his football game, I do see a lot of older people out there that's doing something for the kids in the community. But we need more people that could pull it. You see a youngster like this about to crash out, there's nothing wrong with calling them. There's nothing wrong with having to sit down with them, trying to get them to understand. Now, you're not going to get through all of them. You're not going to get through the majority of them, but you will get through some. And we need a whole lot of people that can stand up and say, you know what, I don't care what people think about me. I don't care what people say about me. I'm going to at least try to use my platform to at least lace up some of these youngsters. Because it's easy to get on here and find somebody to go back and forth with every day and talk about the next person, what they doing and what they not doing and how they doing and how they should doing it. But it's harder for these YouTubers. It's harder for the guys that do reaction videos to get on here and talk about things like this. Now, I brung up the video cameras catching these people. Now, I'm not saying because of the video cameras is why you shouldn't do crime. I'm saying that you're being monitored 24/7, right? It don't make no sense to throw your life, like throw it away, because half of you guys is in your 20s. By the time you get 40s and you're sitting up in there, you done did 20 years, all this stuff gonna be in the past. And you're going to wish you didn't do it. Trust me, you're getting advice from somebody that hadn't been there. I did 14 years up in there. And the whole time I was in there, from the time that I was 17 when I went to jail and I got out, my mind frame was still on, I wasn't really as much on what I went to jail for, but I forgot about half of that stuff. None of that stuff even meant anything to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you grow, you get older, you mature. And you start looking at things like, man, what I was doing was, as a youngster, that really went cool, man. I could have been doing this. Look at these dudes. These dudes are young, and look at the people that's taking them down. They look like criminals themselves. I never understood the police in New York. They look like they crooks themselves. Look at these guys. These don't look like no officers that you'll see out here in LA on the streets. These look like guys that roll right next to you, and you wouldn't think twice that these was a police if you didn't see their cars. Yeah, man, we got to do better. We got to do better with these youngsters out here. We got to do a little bit more positive videos, man. Saying something to bring light on a lot of these situations. I didn't have a sit down. I had a phone conversation with ODM Slim yesterday. You guys already know me and ODM Slim had a lot of back and forth going on the internet. And it was a video that I seen on somebody else's podcast, and they was trying to put dirt on my name and say something that wasn't true. And out of all the people, ODM Slim just so happened to be in the conversation. And instead of him, going with the manipulative program that they had, he spoke up. Surprised me, shocked me, especially after we didn't have our online differences, right? When he stood up, I said, man, that's crazy, because one of the dudes that was on the podcast was actually somebody I knew. I know from the streets. And he just stood there and didn't say nothing. But ODM Slim said, I ain't never seen Rick Rock do that. You know what I'm saying? We have our differences, but I never seen him do that. I can't go with that. That's not true. I'm not fit to indulge in that. My name means everything to me, and I can't put that on that guy. And I respected that. So when I seen that, I said, man, he could have really went with this lie. So I made it my business to call somebody that knew him. We had a conversation, and it went, we talked on the phone for about an hour, content and, things like that, and put all the, the BS to the side before somebody really get hurt. We're not trying to go out. Everybody on this internet is trying to use their platform to, to elevate. And I told him, what I'm saying, it's cool that we put all that to the side, because that wasn't getting us anywhere. It's a lot of channels that's on here that's doing good. They viewers, they through the roof. You know what I'm saying? They getting a lot of views because they putting out real content. Yeah, me and him will be doing something in the future. We haven't figured out what we gonna do yet. We don't want to just do nothing just to say, hey, we doing something. But I just want to let my followers know that I know some of y'all was enjoying the comedy between me and ODM Slim. The jokes, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all was indulging in that, engaging in that. Y'all liked it, but yeah, man, we are adults, and sometimes, we get caught. We do get caught up in the games, and we get caught up in the fun on the internet. But at some point, you can't mislead the people and keep on doing things that it's not cool. And then you have the people on the internet indulging in it, engaging in it, and then they go do videos similar to that, and it keeps the chaos going. And it's a whole lot that we could be talking about, and a whole lot that we could be doing. Good content, comedy sketch. You guys know I did comedy in the past. I think I'm gonna bring some of that back. I just haven't figured out yet how I'm gonna do it. Might call Slim up and say, man, let's do something related to the jokes that we did on going back and forth when we was getting into it. A lot of people seem to like that kind of content. Let's bring it to life. Let them visualize and see how we could turn that into some good television, some good TV to watch. Well, it's Compton Rick Rock with Compton Rick Rock TV. All the youngsters out there, man, pay attention to what you're doing. Stay focused. Don't get too carried away in this illusion, because that's all it is illusion. Compton Rick Rock TV. Go on to the next one.